What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Widebody Nation. I'm still here in Las Vegas, about to fly out from SEMA 2023. I wanted to give you my unfiltered thoughts, all encompassing on our journey here at the first SEMA we both have attended and actually been an exhibitor at as well. This is coming from my point of view, you know, doing social media and some of that stuff for about 3 years. You know, doing some entrepreneurial stuff for about 4 now, since 2019. And then working with Eric over at Destroyer1320.com, who has been in the game for many, many more years than I have. So with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to this and let me know if in the comments, like, you guys like more of this unfiltered, raw business content, because it's actually what I like to do more. It's what I like to offer you guys. I'm not telling you how to do things. I'm not telling you really anything. I'm just letting you guys know what our experience was, so that hopefully you guys can be more informed in the future, whether it's going to SEMA, whether it's building a certain car, whatever it is. So with that being said, the biggest thing I learned at SEMA is that SEMA is not like all the other stuff that people like me and probably you go to. SEMA is all about the business-to-business interactions, or B2B, as some of you guys might know, depending on how much entrepreneurial stuff or whatever your job is in the world. But you know, obviously a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past, whether it's Turo, whether it's merchandise sales, like just t-shirts, or whether it's, you know, working with Eric at Destroyer1320.com, that's all B2C up until this point. It's you know, business to consumer or business to customer, straight off a website or straight in-person sales. So with that being said, not only do you need to, it's not that you need to shut off your B2C mindset, your business to customer or business to consumer mindset. It's just that, you know, with B2C, you fight for every individual sale, and that's not why you're coming to this event. You're coming to the SEMA, you know, networking is probably an overused term. You're coming to SEMA to basically get business-to-business leads, or straight up get people to commit more or less to ordering and stocking or installing or promoting your products and services. Because I mean, that's probably my takeaway number 2. Takeaway number 1 is that SEMA is a business-to-business event. You can talk to customers here, you can talk to customers online and everything, but if you're gonna come to SEMA, even if you're not gonna pony up for a booth, yeah, B2B mindset. Number 2, though, is it's crazy how much your product will be, your product or service, right? Whatever your offering is, it's crazy how much feedback and kind of clarity you will get at an event like this, where thousands of people are seeing your stuff in person, and you're probably having hundreds of interactions, maybe even hundreds per day, because it's a 4-day event. So, you know, I learned that it's something we've all heard, but I learned that, or maybe it was really sealed into my brain, that your product or your service needs to be a solution to a problem, especially in an economy like this, where people are less willing to just kind of spend dollars on, you know, spend their money on nice to haves. It's much more compelling to solve a problem that they basically have to solve. So like with our product, you know, in the theft deterrent space, that's more of a survival thing. That's more of a protecting your stuff, which is more of a need and not a want. And then when you combine the fact that people basically, when they're made aware of the problem, when they need to get the product because it's that obvious that it's a problem, and our product is priced at such a fair, good value, that it just becomes unreasonable for them to not protect their own cars, and then really unreasonable for them to not at least tell their friends and family, if not integrate it into their tint business or their, you know, performance shop business or their audio stereo alarm business or whatever it may be, or just as a YouTube content creator, maybe start working on the affiliate side. So to paint the picture for you guys, to try to actually transfer my experience of what I'm saying about the product, this number 2 takeaway, there are so many booths at SEMA that are, in my opinion, a waste, or they're just really not doing, they're not maximizing the opportunity, and some of that has to do with their product. A lot of booths were lazy, they were shiny, they paid a lot of money to make their booths look good, but then they weren't willing to really engage with prospective other businesses or customers, or they were just, their outreach was super lazy. They didn't want to go deep on conversations to actually, you know, pave that way for future business, future interactions, future mutual beneficial agreements of sorts. So of course SEMA, bright, shiny, oh, so many cars that look so good, so many booths that look so good, but it is an expensive event to go there and not execute on your plan for your product and your business. So maybe I'll watch that in a couple years and think that I was wrong about that, but I really did get a real taste of some lazy business practices. And I'm sure we do things that would be considered lazy or not maximized, not efficient, or low effort, but like knowing how much these booths cost now, you know, every booth at SEMA, just to get that floor space, is basically 5 figures, if not 6 figures, to get that for 4 days. And so, you know, knowing how much these booths cost and then seeing how people executed or didn't was both a concern of mine, but also, I mean, we did execute, and I'll talk more about our booth as number 3. All right, I think that's fair end to number 2, and let me know in the comments if you guys want me to expound upon that more in other videos, because I am going to talk more about SEMA and some of these other events in future videos as like a podcast format. So with that being said, number 3, we have a simple product. It's a simple problem. It is a simple product / solution, and we kept our booth simple. Our product and our display was so simple that it almost explained itself. The amount of people that walked by our booth, and they would stay back, but they would watch the video and be pointing at the 2 different center consoles, you know, making the motion of putting the car into neutral, and kind of telling everybody the stories about how cars are stolen. It was very satisfying to see, you know, our ideas of our booth and the concept that we decided to go with was just so simple, and it worked out so well. You know, most people, the booth was so engaging and simple. You know, we didn't have a bunch of different flashy lights. We didn't have a car in our booth. We didn't have all this crazy. We just had 2 center consoles. We had some displays. We had some business cards. We had some stickers. You know, we were wearing our merchandise, which I've gotten all dirty, so that's why I'm wearing a BPN shirt now on my way home. But keeping it simple. Don't do extra stuff that distracts from your business. I mean, there's plenty of things that we could have put into our booth and that we plan to do for future shows and hopefully SEMA 24. But especially when you're first starting out, simple, and make it intuitive, make it easily comprehensible for people, even if you're not there to explain it to them or narrate a video for them, right? So I think I think that those are my big 3 takeaways that I'll leave you guys with as far as the the majority of this video. I'll give you guys some of my takeaways looking forward, and not really even takeaways, some of the things that we're just brainstorming for next year. I just guess I want to document this in time. It's November 4th, 2023, and I hope to watch this video maybe a year from now, right before we're lacing up for our second SEMA after this one. So what we are looking at doing potentially is really starting to protect Mopars, and not just Mopars, not just Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams, but Fords and Toyotas and probably Chevy/GM, and just keep expanding our product offering and our product recommendations too, because you guys know, I always say this, our product at Destroyer1320.com, it is a great product. It's a simple product, a great solution to a rampant problem, but it is not the only thing you need to do to protect your Mopar, and we've never said that. And we like to work with companies that also don't think that their product is the one-stop shop solution, because the demand for Mopars, the theft rate of these Mopars is so high that, and there's so many different ways to steal them, that you cannot protect your car with one thing. So we recommend people have their GPS. They have an aftermarket GPS, because Uconnect is a terrible, terrible service, and they do not do anything other than lock your app when your car is stolen. We recommend kill switches, both a manual or one via phone that you can kill, or via clicker. We also recommend you doing things on the electronic side of the house to make it either harder or impossible for people to program keys to your vehicle. There's multiple products out there that do that. And then everyone's real creative. Anything from wheel locks, as far as like locking lug nuts, to tinting your car appropriately, to not driving the same way home every time, to not always parking in the sketchiest part of the mall parking lot, and all these different things. I mean, we had people at this show coming up to us. There was a guy from New Jersey who came up to us, and his vehicle was stolen from the airport at which he flew out of to get here. His car was stolen during the week, so he literally has no car to go home and drive home to. And I believe it was a Durango, an SRT Durango, if I do remember correctly. So, partnering with other good offerings, other good solutions is something that we're looking to get into, because of all the things I just said. So look forward to that coming up. Look forward to me demoing more people's products. I obviously have quite a few connections that we made to test on my Hellcat. Pretty soon that Hellcat is going to be almost impossible to drive, probably, because of the amount of theft deterrent sequence I have to do to actually get the car ready to roll. But it's nice to have, because I guess that's another nuanced takeaway, is that if you have plenty of theft deterrents on your car, and you either forget to, or you didn't use all of them, then there's still 2, 3, 4, 5 different products that are active on your car, even if you maybe didn't use all of them, right? Or you can use the appropriate level of protection when you're gonna park your car somewhere overnight, or somewhere at the airport for a long time. Stuff like that is important, and that's why we also like our product, because our product is a one-time install, good to go. Get those tamper-proof screws in there, and then get your center console put back together. You're good to go. No need to turn it on, off. It's not like that. It's one time, boom, on there, you're protected. Whereas I actually like having the option to not have a kill switch on my car every time I start it, not have to enter a launch code every time I start it. If it's parked in my garage at home, there's not as much of a use case for me always activating all 10 items I have for theft prevention. I can just activate 3, 1 or 2 of which is already on the car 24/7, 365. So I'm gonna be doing more of these, folks. I'm gonna be doing more just direct to camera, just getting those business thoughts, getting that creativity out on the airwaves, on the interwebs. And if you guys want to listen to it, you want to give me feedback, you want to go two-way with the conversation in the comments, or whatever it may be, hit me up on Instagram or comment down below. Hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Check the comment section for the pinned comment, and in the description for, you know, discount for Destroyer1320.com. We got discounts for Trackhawk, GPS, and Killswitch, and we got a lot of other good companies that I have worked with, and that's all you're going to see in my recommendations. I have so many companies I like to work with already that I don't really need to just recommend like random ones. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, stay safe out there, protect yourself, and I will see you in the next video.